Hello and welcome to the Tifo Football Podcast. I'm Joe Devine, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Jaja Bull.
Here I am.
Ruben Panda.
18.
I said Panda. 18? Oh, that's the number of games.
I'm going to keep doing that until we lose.
I'm going to forget it every week. And Kaya Kainan.
2 points.
Okay. 2 points.
I don't know. You said 18. I wanted to do something point.
3 points.
You've got 3 points.
No, but the gap's
the
2
gap's
points.
2
It was 8
points.
before.
And 18 plus 2 is 20, which is a good number.
That's the number of Premier League titles.
Topics
that
we
one
cover.
of Liverpool or Man United have won. That is also the number of topics that we cover in today's episode. And here is a list of some of them. Has the title race swung decisively at this early stage, or is that short-term bunkum? Bunkum?
Bunkum.
Bunkum?
Bunkum.
I've never heard of
Bunkum means
bunkum
nonsense.
before. Does it?
Yes.
Really?
So what we could have said is a load of bunkum.
Bunkum. I've never heard that before. Have you heard that?
No.
Bunkum? Have
I
you
can
heard
normally
that?
back Steve up on the posh words, but no.
No?
No.
No?
Bunkum.
Let's just double check.
Bunkum, sir.
Bunkum. Oh yeah, it does mean nonsense.
Yeah.
They here's the here's the little use in a sentence. They talk a lot of bunkum about their products. I wonder who they're talking about. Google.
I signed a player on EAFC last night called Cha Bum Kun.
Chabamkun.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the first name?
Cha
Cha
Bum Kun.
Bumkun.
Okay, this is taking a turn I did not
Bunkum.
anticipate.
Very
Bum
close.
Kun. Yeah.
Very
You
close.
shouldn't have put
South
that
Korean
word in the
like-
script there, Steve.
yeah.
Steve, what have you done? We also reminisce over the great 1920 West Bromwich Albion side, one of the finest, and we talk about their players. Crystal Palace are going to win it all, or possibly just the top four. That was actually kind of creepy when I did that.
You looked me right in the eye.
Whoa. Top four. Ooh. And then someone sent me a Slack message, which isn't important now. What happens next? Oh, we saunter off talking about haircuts and my backpack. Yes, we talk about my backpack a little bit. My lovely backpack. I miss it so. Oh, the separation game. Roots full of holes this time out. Some of us are unsuccessful. Some of us are successful. But we all thought we were successful, but some of us, it transpired.
A lesson learned there. Always look in the Wikipedia career statistics section.
You've got to I don't even know what that is. That sounds like a nightmare.
You use Transfermarkt, don't you?
I sort of use a combination of two of them, but then I leave a lot to be desired. So,
You should build a robot to help with that.
I don't know. Also, JJ builds a robot to help with something later. You'll find out what. Graham Potter is no longer the West Ham manager. Now that's Nuno. We talk about that. We also talk about, I've got spit all over myself. We also talk about we rake over the coals, right, Steve, of another Manchester United defeat. Although we spent most of that time talking about Brentford, I would say. A very, very impressive Brentford. Oh, and that was fun. Also, we asked the participants here to guess which states in America are actually the Midwest states, because it's not the ones that, if you're not from America, you think. I think, so a fun
You
game.
can't call them the Middle East, though, can you?
but technically you call them the Mid-East.
Yeah, Mid-East. Yeah.
So it'd be a fun distinction, wouldn't it, between the Mid-East and the Middle East? One's mid, one's middle.
Would confuse people.
We would confuse people, yeah. And we play points are bad, So there's that. There's that as well. It was a jam-packed show, wasn't it?
Non-stop.
Non-stop. Yeah, non-stop. And also Kaya barked himself by accident at the end.
Which
Stick
is
around.
not a euphemism.
No, that's not a euphemism. Okay, great. Everything, Steve?
It is.
Cool. Well, where else to begin, of course, than the title race? Oh, yes, Ruben?
I know where else we can begin.
Oh, where?
The other game.
Oh, no.
The champions losing? No?
You mean unbeaten Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
Well, listen, in a sense, we are beginning there, but
Okay.
we're going to come to talk about Palace a little bit later.
Okay.
We're going to start by talking about the really big team that people actually care about. No, not Man United. It's Liverpool. And also Arsenal and their illustrious victory over Newcastle in the final minutes at St James's Park. We'll talk about them a little bit too, because it has impacted what the current table looks like. Now, it's sort of mad, isn't it, to say we're going to have a conversation about the title race this number of games in. However, it did start to feel a little bit like Liverpool were going to run away with it, didn't it? Whereas now...
Have you changed your mind now, have you?
Not me, the league. What the numbers of the and the places.
My opinion has changed from week to week, also depending on who has won and lost
Right.
in the league table.
Well, what about this week? Because previously, Liverpool were sort of gushing away on 15 points. They had an opportunity to gush further.
Gushing away.
Steve's looking at me when I say gushing.
Gushing makes you feel uncomfortable.
No, they were gushing away like as though they were at a water park, you
Yes.
know, gushing down a log flume towards 18 points, stopped, of course, by the hero Eagles. Ha! And now they're only 2 points ahead of Arsenal, who, as we both know, JJ, luckily scraped a win at Newcastle at St James's Park. It's true. Don't look at me, Kaya. Don't look at me, Steve. It's true. So how has your opinion changed this week as it relates to Arsenal, Liverpool, the title race? Do you feel more confident that there is one?
I think Liverpool have got lucky in a few games. They are obviously good, and I like that they go all-out attack with all these forwards going about. I don't think it quite clicks, and I think Slot's version of what they're trying to do is not as good as what Jurgen Klopp was doing for a long time. And when I say not as good, I just mean it just don't... There's something that's just missing about it that isn't perfect. And the underlying numbers play out because they're overperforming quite a lot. They are on, I think it was, depending on the model you look at, Understat or Opta, I think they're roughly about 5 points over where they should be.
Yeah.
And so that will
They've run
balance
a little
out.
hot.
Yeah, but that's fine because good teams do that, right? And when Liverpool won the title in 1920, over the hell it was,
was that
2019.
In 1920.
No,
yes.
it was.
When they did that.
It was some time ago.
It was on black and white.
Yeah. They had Herbert Jones up front. And
They went on penny farthings to the stadium, etc.
Exactly.
Well, I say, Divock Origi.
That's it.
And yes,
Good teams
Yeah.
overperform. That's where you are.
Good teams overperform.
they do. And they did that a lot in that time of year.
I think Ruben later is going to say he's going to apply the same argument to Crystal Palace. But hold on before you do that.
I mean, I just did a short this morning about our Crystal Palace are better than anyone actually realizes.
You hold on as well.
Okay.
We're coming. We're coming to it.
All right.
We've got to keep the Crystal Palace fans wet and baited. You know, they need to be.
We talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, we
Ruben's
do.
here,
We
we-
constantly
Mainly
talk
because of
about
me.
it.
Yeah.
He's
But also
helping them
because
from
we're
within the
massive,
media.
but-
They're trying to help bolster the media coverage.
That's my
of Crystal
mission.
Palace.
Just like yours was to bring down Scottish football, mine is to bring
That's right.
Palace up. Yeah.
And I've done it.
I just wanted to. No one's written in about that yet. Though. Maybe someone will. I just want to announce Steve Hankey is included in the script now that the English champions of the 1919-20 season, West Bromwich Albion. There you go.
Great side.
Back in the glory days.
Great side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember them?
Of course.
Of course.
John McGold up top.
John McGold
Yeah.
and then Darren McSilver. They made a great pairing.
They were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
But I would say Darren Bronze wasn't quite as good.
No, he wasn't as good.
I'd probably say one below
Yeah.
Silver.
Terry Titanium, though, he was incredible.
Sturdy centre back, Terry Titanium.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You walk into him, it's like walking into metal.
Yeah. Ralph Diamond in goal.
Unbreakable. Unbreakable.
No matter what pressure you put him under.
Yeah. And then, of course, there was Barry Blackhole, who just ruined everything. he ruined everything. But there were theories that he started everything again. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Arsenal and Liverpool. And what do you think, Kaya? There's a title race now? I'm sure you think there is, isn't there?
Yeah, now, definitely. I think there was all along.
Was there?
Yeah, I think
All the long.
All the long.
Wow.
All the long night. Yeah. The title race never went away. But it has swung ever so slightly, which is exciting. I think there was a possibility that it was going to be an 8-point gap for Liverpool if kind of form had been followed and Liverpool had won this game and Arsenal had lost the game.
I know there's only 6 games played, but 8-point gap is
8's a lot.
It's quite a lot.
It's a lot more than 5.
Yeah.
And a lot more than 2.
A hell of a lot more than 2.
And now it's 2. It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's the kind of game, the way Arsenal won it is the kind of game that Liverpool would have won it, if I've phrased that kind of weirdly.
You
but,
have. Explain that again.
JJ was talking about Liverpool overperforming and good teams overperforming. And they've done that a lot this season with lots of late wins at Newcastle, in fact. And the way Arsenal won the game was Liverpool-esque at lots of points this season.
Right.
And Arsenal haven't always been able to do that. They've maybe fallen behind and not been able to react, or especially when decisions have gone against them, they've not always reacted that well. But it felt like within this game, they reacted pretty well, and they came back to win.
A few decisions went their way as well, of course.
1 or 2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The winning goal scored by a player who could have been sent off.
Yeah, I think you're being quite harsh on Arsenal or generous to Liverpool there. Like timing wise, it was Liverpool-esque, but I think Arsenal absolutely deserved the win yesterday in
They
terms
played
of
a lot better.
domination and chances created and stuff.
I'm very afraid of jinxing anything.
Oh, okay.
So I'm nervous to even say there's been a swing, really, even though mathematically there has. I just feel weird.
Well, let me tell you, I believe that the title race is going to hot up even further because I've just taken a look at
What's somewhere
Liverpool's-
over the next 32 games?
I'm fingers crossed. I hope so.
I've known you for about
so.
4.5 years now, and every year you decide one team has already won the league when they get to around about 8 or 10 points
I
ahead.
know. It's because then when they haven't anymore, it's very exciting.
After game
Whereas-
week 1, we said that City would win the league.
That's true. Whereas if you always say, it's still in it, you never get surprised by anything. Do you know what I mean?
I know. I get
It's a nice way to live my life. Now listen to these upcoming fixtures that Liverpool have in their next few. They play. Is it Galatasaray tonight? Yeah, they play Galatasaray on Tuesday. They're away from home. Here's what October looks like for Liverpool: away to Chelsea, at home to Manchester United. Then they've got a trip.
Those are both easy.
Maybe we don't know that. I think they're tricky. I think those are both.
I don't want to keep derailing you, but this happens all the time now. Everyone's like, look at the fixtures that this club has. And
Right.
oh, the Premier League ones are all difficult, are they? Yes, because they're all really good teams. Oh, they're playing in Europe in the Champions League. It must be difficult games. It always happens.
Well, you've preempted because then they're playing away at Eintracht Frankfurt. A tricky European fixture there, and then they're away to Brentford. Hold on. November. Now then, Aston Villa visit them. Then Real Madrid visit them.
That's 5 wins,
Then
I'd expect. And then Real Madrid, maybe.
You think they're going to win all 5 of those other games?
I think Slot would start getting pelters if they didn't win almost all of them. They can have a draw with one of them.
Yeah.
Then they play Manchester City away from home.
That's tough.
That's the tough one. They're one of
Real
the
Madrid's tough as well.
wobbliest teams.
Nah,
Chelsea are missing too many defenders. Liverpool absolutely should and will win that game. Man United, we've been over 1 million times, absolutely useless.
Can we test JJ's confidence in a special bonus edition of Points Are Bad? JJ thinks they're going to win all of these games. Steve, can you take some notes, please? Now, JJ, away to Chelsea, 5:30 if it helps on Saturday the 4th of October. Win?
Those are quite low scoring.
Just all I want from
I was
you
gonna
is
say.
you said win, right?
Yeah.
Win. Okay, he said win. They play at home to Manchester United on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Man United, yeah.
Okay, they're away to Eintracht Frankfurt. That's a win. You said 5 wins,
Yeah,
right?
I think they should win that.
Okay, then they're away to Brentford. That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. November, they're at home to Villa. You said that's a win.
Well, at the moment it is, yeah.
Yeah. And then they play Real Madrid, and you think that might be tricky.
Yeah, although I think that Real Madrid team is very beatable.
Yeah. Okay. And what about Galatasaray? They play tomorrow night.
I have not watched them, so I don't know. But I'm going to assume from what I know from the 90s, they'll beat them.
Okay, so Steve, what we have is JJ predicts that Liverpool will win all 6 of their next games.
We're saying not 7th as well, including Real Madrid.
No, did you think they'll beat Real Madrid?
No, that's 0-0.
That's a 0. Okay, so we just say, and they'll win every game between now and Real Madrid. There's the confidence of the bull man. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
What noise do bulls make?
Today.
Yeah, I think
Make noises.
that's it. Okay. Sorry, Ruben, what were you saying?
Basically that
Right.
it is. I agree. It's a very winnable run of games.
Steve, can you just get your pen out again? Ruben, you think... No, we won't do that.
Despite the fact that, as we will come on to, I'm not trying to rush it. They were terrible on Saturday.
I don't think that's a very winnable run of games. They'll 100% drop points.
I know, but that's because you think it's 2009. Like, Chelsea aren't...
They just lost to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace are amazing. They're a really good team.
Oh my God.
They are. They genuinely are.
I'm not saying they're not a really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
team, but are you saying there's no really good teams in this list that we've just talked about?
Man United are one of the worst teams in Europe.
I'm not specifically talking about... I think they'll beat
Chelsea-
Man United as well.
Chelsea, you can beat them. Like, Brighton just did them.
The most likely place they drop
Brentford.
points is Brentford.
It's Brentford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And this is the thing, because it's always like, this happened last season as well with Liverpool when they won the league, and they're like, look at their run of games, and now we'll really find out. I think I even said something like this. We'll really find out. It'll be interesting to see how they get after this run of games.
Yeah,
And then they end up just like pumping all of them
right.
because they're really good. But when you come up against teams who are
You just said you thought they weren't as good, though.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
no, I think they are really good. I think they're. It's hard to explain. Like, I think they're really good, but I can see holes in them where you could go through them.
Right.
And like, if you play in certain ways, you can get at them. Basically, if they don't score, then they're vulnerable. which sounds stupid.
Right.
But like obviously I know how the game works, or do I? But then there's just a certain vulnerability for them.
Yeah.
I think the way he's changing it and playing players like Frimpong and taking Robertson out and like not having a midfield three that's really holding it. He's got like two really, and Wirtz doesn't quite. I get it. I like Wirtz a lot. I don't think it really works in what they're trying to do, and they sort of move forward with momentum almost. I think I said this before, like rugby, but not rugby. It's like they can constantly go forwards because players don't want to be run at, and it makes it super intense and hard to play against. But there are these rest defense issues that we've covered loads of times before. And I just feel like these are like the teams that tend to win it tend to be like what Arsenal are doing. The Arsenal thing against Newcastle reminded me of old Man United. Like you want them to lose because it's funny because like they have all the like, oh, we're gonna win now, come on guys, and then they end up just finally managing to get through, and they chuck a corner in, and then they end up scoring a last minute winner.
They grind it out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ugly.
That's
and
what Fergie's
painful.
Man United used to do.
Yeah,
that's how they used to play, and it reminded me of the same way I feel about them is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Just going to add to the...
So they haven't won anything.
No, the 1919-20 season.
Yeah.
When
both Liverpool-
West Bromwich Albion won.
When West Brom won the league,
Yeah.
both Liverpool Man U games ended 0-0.
Is that right?
Yeah, so
It's a pretty common scoreline.
yeah, I thought you might enjoy that.
It's actually not that common. Someone wrote in to me privately, and I won't share all of the results because I think it could spoil the game of points are bad. But a listener of ours wrote in and had to run the numbers on the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I haven't replied to you yet. Thanks for sending it in. Of the last 4 seasons of the Premier League and all of the scores, and 0-0 is not a favourable.
Is that right?
No, it's not. So if you'd done it on average for every game for the last 4 years, you wouldn't be winning.
So
1-1 is, as expected, narrowly the preferable option to pick.
With 2-1 second.
2-1 and 1-2 a second, yeah. But then, but beyond that, we won't go into it loads more because I do think it could spoil the magic.
We
of
can
the
work
game.
that out.
Well, it's
from
gonna influence-
average goals per game. Right?
that's going to influence what I want to
I
pick.
don't think you can. That's the interesting thing about points are bad. You can't.
No, I'm not saying you can like win the game, but like
I just mean it's
gather...
not the most common score. The information, the trend isn't the same as the most common score lines because you're working out the scores as it relates to each individual team's number of goals, not that score line between the two teams together.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, what is 4th on the list is not a common score line. It's just best for the game. You know,
Okay.
So I'm not going to spoil it.
Who's got the time to work that out?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure someone at Crystal Palace because they clearly don't need to do any training, Ruben. They're the greatest team alive.
Because they do such good training.
Oh,
I would-
right.
I
I've
would
misunderstood.
argue.
I've
It's all
misunderstood.
Glasner. It's all Glasner. Yeah, they made Liverpool look really bad. And
I didn't watch this game. What did it look like?
so the first half, Liverpool conceded, or Palace created, let's give them credit, 1.5 XG, which for a half is a lot. And
It's a lot.
Being there, seeing the chances, how they happened, it could have very feasibly been 4-0 at half
Yeah,
time.
I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
like Alisson made some really good saves in the first half from shots that, like slightly low percentage opportunities, but like Mateta hit the post, Pino and Munoz had great efforts saved. And yeah, Palace were brilliant. And it's not the sit back and counter simple tactic that a lot of people may fairly assume a team like that plays. It's very like mid-blocky and shutting out the middle. So Liverpool's central midfielders had to come quite wide to get the ball, and then they were having to build up through Bradley and Kirkes, and Wirtz and Isak were very isolated. And that's credit mainly to like Palace's back three, I think, shutting down all the space. And every time Palace got the ball, I think on the Totally Show, Adrian Clark mentioned that the Palace had a shot for every 11 completed passes.
Wow.
So they're really not wasting any time. When you've got a player like Wharton in the team who threaded a lot of great passes to Sarr, Mateta, and Tyrick Mitchell, I think, deserves way more credit than he gets, because the wing-backs in this team play so high, which obviously is important when you don't have proper wingers. Munoz is the more natural at that. He's got a bit more pace, more stamina, just naturally more of an attacking brain. Mitchell came through as like a defensive years ago when he first started playing. He came through as like a defensive alternative to Patrick Van Aanholt, who could attack but not defend. And now he's having to be coached into more of a creative attacking threat. And athletically, he's not as gifted as some of the maybe elite wing backs, but he was a constant threat down the left, played some great cutbacks, and I think he suffers from that slight aesthetic thing that football fans have, where because if a player doesn't look as maybe silky or pleasing on the eye, it's harder to see what value they offer. But those wing backs were such a problem for Liverpool, who really struggled to create anything or prevent any chances. Like, they looked so suspect defensively. Konate, there's one chance where Kamada realizes that Konate doesn't really have an option and he's kind of dithering on the ball, pokes it out from underneath his feet, and Mateta runs through on goal. And that is, I think, credit to how Palace played without the ball, is that Liverpool didn't really know where to go. And also that whenever the ball went long and Van Dijk, Van Dijk's going to win the header, even against Mateta, who's very tall, Palace were kind of almost allowing Van Dijk to win those headers, and so that they were better set to pounce on the second ball, which I thought was very smart as well.
Clever.
Yeah, they were just like, it was much like the Wembley performances last season. Like, everyone just did their job perfectly.
Yeah.
But for that to happen, you need good players, but you also need a brilliant coach to facilitate those tactics where players' weaknesses, because there are players with weaknesses in the team, obviously, but they never really get exposed at the moment, which is why they're now 18 games unbeaten.
Incredible. It's an incredible run.
And they're joint top of the expected points table.
Amazing. Because I suppose early on last season, we saw some teams you wouldn't expect being up there, up and about in the top four, but they were all overperforming their numbers, whereas we're saying Crystal Palace aren't.
Over 38 games, it tends to balance out. Nottingham Forest massively overperformed, and then obviously dropped down towards the end of the season, so they ended up in, 7th they finished?
Something like that, yeah.
And Palace are legit where they should be.
Wow.
They are genuinely really good.
Do you think they could finish in the top four?
I don't think it's past them. Like, it's too early, and that'll probably. Thing is, though, it's not that they're overperforming, so it's not going to balance out. Whether they can keep it up is the difference, because then you have to rely on things like momentum. You have to rely on things going your way always, and also injuries. If they lost Adam Wharton, I think it would make a huge difference. If Mateta got injured, it would make a huge difference. Like,
Munoz as well, because that's the one position where we don't actually have any depth.
Right.
Yeah, there's all these things that could easily happen, and they've got Europe as well, obviously, so that'll have an effect over some point. But they've been slowly, steadily getting better. Like, when you are a team with Palace and the players that Palace have, I think sometimes things go against you now and again, like they're going for them at the moment. And that's when you end up having a bad season rather than a good one, even though your underlying numbers are still decent.
Just on that, do you think that maybe being in the Conference League might actually go in Palace's favour in a way? I know it was very controversial in the way they ended up, but like the fact that those are much easier midweek fixtures and you've got quite a thin squad, do you think that could go in your favour in terms of sustaining this?
I mean, you say it's a thin squad. It is for a Premier League team competing in Europe. Yeah. However, to us, it feels like a deep squad, right? Because we're so used to, like, the lineups that we're used to seeing in the past, where the bench, your options off the bench are like Jeffrey Schlupp,
Scott Dan,
Jairo Riedewald. Scott Dan would probably be starting in that era.
That's true,
like, it's James Tompkins, Jeffrey Schlupp, and Jordan Ayew, and that's it. Whereas now we're bringing on players like Nketiah. We've got this Uche, he looks really good. Hughes came on, made a difference. Lerma came on, took the long throw. So yeah, we do have good depth, like you say. So yes, potentially. I mean, and on the kind of mentality side of it, Glasner said at the FA Cup celebrations at the end of last season, competing in 4 trophies, 4 titles to win. Let's go for them, as if we have a realistic chance of winning all 4, which would be
that's how you get better.
Quite something.
I'm all for it.
Wow.
But just the way, like, saying that with a straight face is like, I don't know, it sounds ridiculous, but to the players, the small advantage of kind of just instilling the mentality that we can beat anyone, because we can
do the quadruple.
We can't do the quadruple, but we can beat anyone.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. Wow. I too am all for it. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think top 4 can catch on? 4. Top 4.
Top 4.
Top 4. But like, as a descriptor for teams that should be in the top 4 because of how well they're playing, like Crystal Palace are a top 4 team.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Is that like a top 4 as opposed to like a Bostonian 4?
Yeah, as in like PHWOAR.
Yeah, like a mail online sidebar.
Yeah. Top
4, Eagle Saw.
Top 4, have a look at that. You know? Yeah. I'd love it if that did catch on. Do you know who I think wouldn't love it if that caught on? just to go back to Arsenal again, because it was kind of an ugly scrape through victory, wasn't it? It was sort of.
I don't know if I agree.
It was one of those games. No one liked it. No one liked the outcome.
I liked it quite a lot. Yeah.
You and Steve Hankey together. You were livid in the WhatsApp group. You almost had a row with John McKenzie.
Yeah.
That's why he's not on the show today, because Kaya wouldn't let him in the room.
Thing is, I realised later that we were actually saying the same thing.
I think
we
you
just
sort of
agreed.
were.
And
Yeah.
he texted me saying, "Stop acting like I'm not agreeing with you." So,
It was a contentious game of sort of incidents for some time, wasn't it? And there was a continual battle between Voltemada and Gabriel. That was got a little bit. I was going to say frisky. It didn't get frisky. It got a little bit of fraught at times.
yeah, fraught.
But when he hit him in the face.
Yeah, when he hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then became that meme of, I want to shake your hand.
Oh my
That
god!
was
Yeah,
good.
just
Yeah.
shake, just
Yeah.
shake,
Yeah.
just shake. Yeah, but to JJ's point before, they do when they get like that, they do look like a team that's going to win the league, don't they?
Yeah, those are the kind of. And Gary Neville went very big on it in the commentary, in the sense he kept saying Arsenal need to win this game, even when it was 1-0 down. Which is like, wow, this seems premature. But he really like, this is the kind of game Arsenal need to win, and he was kind of right, especially given all the stuff that had gone on earlier in the weekend with Palace doing a very nice thing, and Arsenal sort of having been accused of playing with the handbrake on last week. I think Mikel Arteta, I don't think there can be any accusations of that. Like, I think by the end, Trossard was at left back. I know Lewis Kelly came on for the second goal, but he really went for it with his substitutions.
Mm-hmm.
And midfield of Eze, Rice and Zubimendi was really fun. And he put Eze in sort of a number 10 kind of free role, which worked really well because he was getting a lot of shots off on the edge of the box, and Nick Pope made some really good saves. So,
Well, you started with a hugely, necessarily rotated team as well,
Yeah.
which, to your point, they just couldn't have really done last year.
no, and I think these are the kind of games and points that Arsenal are picking up in ways that they wouldn't have done last year. So I think we said on the pod last week that, the show, I know you hate the word pod.
I hate the word.
Yeah.
I hate the word pod as well.
Yeah,
Just call it the podcast.
sorry.
I agree. I
Sorry.
don't know why it does it. Yeah.
It's not a show. We aren't really a show, I feel like,
Yeah.
because we don't do any show. You know what I mean? If it was a show, you'd feel like there'd be some razzmatazz or something. This is very much a podcast. So you think? I'm not saying some podcasts aren't shows. Some podcasts are definitely shows.
Yeah.
But there's a sort of grading, a certification system. I don't know. I think of this as a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Podcast.
But it's you say whatever you want. Don't worry about it. I don't want to control what you say. I don't want to. I mean, I do.
Don't
but
tell him what
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
on the show then,
I don't want to stop you from saying pod.
Yeah.
Say whatever you say. And I
Okay.
didn't. You'll notice I didn't stop him from. He stopped himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Learnt behaviours.
Yeah. Now carry on talking.
I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, Arsenal have lots of good depth because they've. I'm not looking you in the eye because
Get it right,
it's kind of
Kaya.
scaring me and it's really, really freaking me out. But yeah, the depth Arsenal have is allowing them to pick up points that they wouldn't have done last season. And again,
Yeah.
it was a game where the subs made a difference for Arsenal. Odegaard came on off the bench and was involved in both goals. Obviously got the assist for the winning goal and was involved in the opening goal. And that kind of depth and lots has been made of Arsenal's squad and probably being the best squad in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to win games and consistently challenge at the top of the table, you kind of need your bench to be able to get you out of a hole, which is what has happened in consecutive weeks now for Arsenal. So yeah, it's big. Feels like a big weekend.
Is Odegaard's new haircut a statement?
What is it?
I
didn't-
quite
it's-
like it.
He's gone for kind of like he's got less of the floppy top
Yeah,
and more of a kind of four all over.
it's less boy band. It's more like I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
Is it like this?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
He looks more serious, doesn't he?
He looks like a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like he's ready to win the league.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arsenal have always done this.
Palace.
I think all football teams do this, and we've probably had this conversation before. Arsenal have gone through maybe now 3 different haircut eras. Where for a while, during the Alexis Sanchez Mesut Ozil era, they had those sort of World War I fighter pilot haircuts, and then they went through the kind of like floppy E17 revival, but blonde era, and now maybe they're going through something which is a bit more lachen,
They've all got the same
Never
sort of
seen
facial hair going on as well.
Right, yeah.
Very similar goatee. Martin Odegaard's grown a goatee, little tufts on the bottom.
Yeah.
Gabriel's got similar facial hair. Mosquera's got similar facial hair. Saliba's got a bit of a tuft
I
going on.
don't like Ben White's though, but he doesn't play that much anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But you can look at it more clearly when it's on the bench, I think.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can stare at it a bit more. There's less distracting you.
They say it with players as well who look alike or who have the same haircut and play in positions near each other, that like it might trick at times, you know, in like tiny little.
That was the
split
logic
seconds.
of Romania in '98, wasn't it?
Was it that they
They
had
all
same
dyed their hair
haircut?
blonde.
Right.
Do you remember that?
No.
I don't remember it because I was 2, but
Right.
I know that it happened when the entire Romania team dyed their hair blonde to confuse oppositions at the World
smart.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly if people already don't know who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're the Romanian team.
Arteta's definitely the kind of manager who would do that to try and. He's
Oh,
the kind
yeah.
of LinkedIn minimal gains kind of guy that will
Well, if he
try that
yeah,
out.
if he's going to hire a pickpocket to rob his own players at an evening
Yeah.
event and do the whole heart and brain Pictionary thing.
He hired a pickpocket.
Yeah, this was in
Yeah.
one of the Athletics inside reads, wasn't it?
Yeah.
James.
So
and-
the-
It was
always
the
aware.
year was 1929.
Yeah, so that they're never switched off.
Huh?
They had
It
a
keeps them afraid.
Guys,
Yeah.
guys, even in your downtime, you must be alert and
Yeah.
stressed.
there was some like
Exactly.
dinner that had something like that.
Yeah.
And he had a professional pickpocket going around nicking like their
Right.
watches
They're
and
dressed
wallets
as
out of their pocket.
waiters, so they were
Right,
sort of
right.
going around and taking little bits and bobs.
Can
off
I
of
say, Steve Hankey's already told me to wind up, but I'm going to have to say no, Steve Hankey. I went to a family party over the weekend. My Uncle Damien, who used to have the old Red Lion Theatre pub in Angel, which was the best pub in London to watch football in, no longer shows London because Uncle Damien's gone. But he's moved out to Essex, and I'm not going to spoil this one of his pubs for me, which like I did last time. So I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Sorry, Uncle Damien. But anyway, I was out there for his birthday over the weekend, and all the family were there, and we've got a big Irish Catholic family, loads of them. And it was in this tiny room with a low ceiling that the top of my hair was just grazing every time I turned around. And whenever I looked somewhere new, there was another person from my family that I haven't seen for a year. And then we'd lock eyes and then you'd talk to them. And it was, in some cases it was great. In other cases it was less great,
Okay.
And why am I telling this story?
Yeah, I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
looking alike, maybe something like that. Same haircuts.
Oh, no.
Pickpockets.
It was the pickpocket. So I had my backpack on, as I want to do. I think you've noticed, some of you have commented on this before. When we go to the pub, I'll just keep my backpack on, because it's a little backpack. It's got my keys in it, umbrella. That's about it. I don't have anything else in the backpack, but I keep the backpack on. And all night at the family party were just continual references to, well, have you got your backpack on?
Well, yeah,
You
you're a
leaving?
family party.
So?
To quote, my parents would say, "Look as if you're staying."
But I mean, I was staying. I was just wearing
Did you have your coat on as well?
No, I didn't have a coat. Wasn't even wearing a coat. I just had my backpack on. That was all. And it's because there wasn't really anywhere to put them. I was walking around. I wasn't based anywhere. I didn't pull up a pew and then have that as my base area and then move around and come back. I was continually rotating the room. Mm-hmm. All of the women had a bag that they were holding. Every woman in the building was holding a bag, but I'm not allowed to keep my bag on me. It's outrageous. And it was honestly 15 people. Why have you got your bag on you? Why don't you f*** off? What do you mean? Why have I got my bag on me? I like to have my bag.
So
what's wrong with having a bag, Ruben?
nothing. I like a bag. Let me just clarify this. Yeah. So normally, if you're wearing a rucksack, it means it's because it's got more than just your keys and an umbrella. Do you know what I mean? Did it have your laptop in it?
No.
And books? No. Just like an empty backpack, basically.
Well, it wasn't empty. It had my keys and my umbrella in it.
Yeah, but keys go in your
It's
fucking
like
pocket.
Yeah, keys don't go in my
It's
pocket.
like a grocery box of Mars bars.
I wish it had that.
Have you seen these like bum bags that people
It just has
wear
a straw coming out of it, with just like filled with cola.
attached to his cap? Have you seen these bum bags that people wear more diagonally?
Yeah,
these
across the
days?
chest.
Yeah, the roadmen.
Festivals.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I use one of them because it's like
Right.
has all my essentials. If I don't want to wear a backpack, that's a really good solution. Nobody would have given you if you had one of those on.
No.
Although they might have said, "What are you doing wearing that?"
Yeah, they would.
You're
It's true.
They
at
would have
your
done.
age."
Yeah, they would have done. And also, there's an element of security to my backpack. I like to have the backpack on. When I put it down, sometimes I go, "Fuck, where have I left it?" I worry that I've left it somewhere. And guess who doesn't ever lose anything? It's me. I don't ever lose anything. That's why I wear my backpack. Anyway, I say this, one voice, together, all of us men out there with our backpacks, people saying, "Oh, look like you're staying. Oh, why are you wearing a backpack?" Because I'm wearing a backpack. F*** off home. Jesus Christ.
I really didn't expect that to turn into a gender-based rant. That was.
Well, it's not. It wasn't a gender-based rant. It was more of a. It was. I want to form a union of men.
And if you at home have access to clip out parts of a podcast, please clip out the bit where he says.
I just like to hold my bag. Anyway,
I get it.
What are we doing now? Oh, we're playing the separation
Do
game.
we want to specify as well amongst that conversation that for our listeners outside of the UK, when Ruben says bum bag, for Americans, I believe it's fanny pack.
I think actually it's fanny pack for us, isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
bum bag for them?
No.
It's the other way around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a great line from the UK office
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
really want to reference right now, but it will get cut, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Right, so you
So,
mean
yeah.
a little bag that you strap to yourself.
Well,
and usually
well, the
you
English
used to
lads-
wear it under your shirt.
Oh,
didn't
English
you?
lads wear it like diagonally
Yeah.
across when they go on holiday. And
I do that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Me
there you
too.
go.
Yeah.
And then
English lad.
Yeah, English lad. And you used to wear it in the 90s across around your waist.
Yeah.
And you keep like your coins in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's
To
like
hand out.
keys, AirPods,
Keys and AirPods.
yeah,
Feed
Yeah.
piece.
whatever else you might.
I keep that stuff in my backpack and
Yeah.
just hold on to it. It's the same thing, really. It's just a different bit of
Vessel.
different part of
I
my
like that.
body.
I like that you just have cola, but it's not even like in a thing. You just pour the cola in the bag.
It's just constantly dripping out, sticky bottom.
Dusty cola.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Separation game?
Yeah, let's play the separation game. Tee us up, Ruben.
Okay, I'll key you up. No, all right.
Don't key me up.
No. Okay, so last week we obviously did John Barnes to Rafa van der Vaart.
That's right.
That was fun.
That was fun.
This week you wanted a via, didn't you?
I did. I would quite like a via. Do you want to explain to the audience what the via is?
So it is. I mean, can you clarify whether the intention is to make it easier or harder?
Oh, harder.
Harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
cool.
you could, in theory, also more fun because you could have two players that play together,
Right.
but either end, but you have to go
Okay.
via.
In that case, let's do that next week
Okay.
because the one I've prepared would become probably easier with a via. So
Oh,
I'm going
fine.
to leave it out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I would like you to get from Graham Lasso
Mm-hmm.
to Eddie Nketiah.
Okay.
lot
I
of-
feel like that's achievable.
A lot of years between those two.
All right, let's take a break, and then when we come back, hopefully we will have been successful.
Okay. So you claim to have got it in two, Joe.
I've got it in two, but with a sort of bull situation.
Okay.
I've both used a goalkeeper and I have used two players of the same team.
No.
Well, it's listen. It's technically
Yeah.
I'm 90%.
If it's correct,
certain.
it's correct, but it's tainted.
Yeah, I'm 90% certain it's correct.
That's fine.
JJ Ball.
I've done it in 3.
Nice. I also had a 3 as my route.
Got a 2.
Kyle
Oh,
and any ball involved?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Yeah.
I'd like to start.
I'll find some.
Let's start with JJ's 3 before we pit your 2s off
Sure.
against
Yeah.
one another.
Mhm.
Graham Lasso, spelled his name wrong. Played at Chelsea with William Gallas, who went to Arsenal. And went to Arsenal. He went to Spurs, is what I'm trying to say. So he was at Chelsea, he ended up being at Spurs. We played with Kyle Walker, who went to Man City, who played with Gabriel Jesus, who went to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Like that route.
And Gabriel Jesus did play with Eddie Nketiah.
That's a nice,
Yeah.
clean, premium top 4 route as well.
Yeah,
Not
no
top
nonsense.
4, top 6.
I wanted to go down the Idoka Johnson route, but it would have been too long.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah,
would've been
because
good.
he had some fun. He had a Spurs, a Stoke, a Barca. That would've-
Right.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Let's hear your 2s then.
What was yours? If you had a 3, what was
So
yours?
mine was that Lasso played with Robert Huth at Chelsea.
Mm,
Robert Huth played with Danny Drinkwater at Leicester.
yes.
Danny Drinkwater played with David Luiz at Chelsea.
Oh, lovely.
And David Luiz, of course, played with Eddie Nketiah at Arsenal.
Could
Very
be
nice.
any number of Chelsea players you could have just made. the hop
Yeah.
over. That's-
Well, Drinkwater only actually played matches for Chelsea in the 17-18 season.
Yeah. Bless him.
So Havertz wasn't there yet, etc.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
All right, let's hear your good
Me.
2. Yeah.
Okay. Graham Lasso at Southampton played with Andrew Sermon,
Andrew Sermon,
Yeah.
as in the South African Bournemouth centre.
as in that
central
guy
midfielder.
who was at Bournemouth at the same time Jack Wilshere went on loan to Bournemouth.
That is
Jack Wilshere played with Eduardo Nketiah.
Eduardo.
Boom.
That's lovely.
Do you think
Thank
Katia
you.
and Wilshire play together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also, I think Kai gets a bonus point for picking a player I haven't thought of for
Yeah.
20
Well,
years.
hey,
Eduardo.
hold on.
Wait,
I'm
no,
getting a bonus point as well.
I'm going to have to.
Oh no.
Okay, wait. Graham Lasso played with Southampton. 0405.
I'll just fill the time by saying Andrew Sermon's middle name is Ronald, and I quite like that.
Graham Lassau's final professional career was the 0405 season, in which he played 26 matches for Southampton.
Mm-hmm. Thank God for that.
Andrew Sermon did not play a professional game for Southampton until 2005-06.
Oh dear.
That would have been amazing otherwise.
So listen, I haven't.
But
really,
he's listed as from 04 on Wikipedia, which is why it's confusing.
Yeah.
I haven't checked mine either. So
Okay, well, I will check them.
mine could do with some auditing.
Yeah, go
to
on.
be honest.
Let's go.
Well, I didn't want to take the. I like to go the unexpected route, so I didn't go with Arsenal for Eddie Nketiah. I went with Palace,
Oh, nice.
and I thought, who's the oldest player at Crystal Palace? And wouldn't you know it, it's Nathaniel Clyne,
Ah, yes, legend.
who of course played at Southampton
Yeah.
with Kelvin Davis, the ancient goalkeeper,
Yes.
who played with Lasso also at Southampton.
That is amazing.
That's brilliant.
I mean, it's bull, and also it might not be true.
Kelvin Davis, not the American professional boxer. Is that
No.
a Davies?
Davies, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's Kelvin Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he plays for Northern Ireland. Southampton 2006 to 2016. Yep, definitely overlap with Clyne. And
Oh wait, does he not overlap with Lasso?
at Southampton.
Yes, that's my contention.
Ooh.
Do I need one more player in there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Lasso left Southampton in 2004. What did I just say?
5.
Yeah, but Sermon didn't play until 2005.
Well, just throw
You're
another
both
one.
wrong.
There'll be one in there that's. Well, then I just need to add one more, and then I've got a functional 3.
Should we pick a player from the 2006?
No, no. I think it means that JJ's one.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Wahoo!
Because his was
Congratulations.
actually correct.
Thanks.
Well
Right.
done.
We were close.
Yeah,
We dared to dream.
we did.
Much
In
like
06,
who dares
07.
to dream? Is it Spurs?
Superman,
That's to dare is to do.
To dare is to do.
Yeah.
Who dares to dream?
Spider-Man.
In 06-07, Southampton had a player called
Steve's
Pele.
looking it up.
Southampton had a player called Pele that season.
Really?
Yeah.
They had a player called Pele in 14-15 as well.
I've heard of Pele.
Graziano.
Yeah, but that's with 2 L's. This guy spelt like Edson de Nascimento, blah, blah, blah.
That was also Pella.
Pella, sorry.
Just
this
to be,
is true.
you know.
This is true.
He was great. Speaking of haircuts, what a fine head of hair
He's a handsome
Graziano
man.
Pella had.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, where else to continue than with Brentford 3, 1 Manchester United, a well-deserved home victory for the Brentfordians. That's what they're called, isn't it? I don't know. Who am I asking about this game? Who watched this one?
I watched it.
You watched this one, JJ?
Yep.
I sat down to watch it and then realised that my temporary solution for watching football in the Airbnb that I currently live in didn't carry TNT. TNT, I like to call them.
Discovery Plus.
Yes, so I didn't actually watch it, and in the end, I just played a video game instead. Probably had a better time, I think. But 3-1 sounds fun.
Yes. I mean, I think everyone wants to play against Man United just now.
Right.
It's really odd.
When you say just now, do you mean for the last sort of 4 years? Or?
Yeah, specifically right now.
Okay.
Because it's really hard to explain. Like, I don't think what Ruben Amorim's doing is necessarily a terrible idea.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think you need to have 3 centre backs when you're playing against Brentford when you have 1 forward. And I don't think having the things that everyone said forever is the midfield 2 that don't really work. But then he makes all these changes late on, and Match the Day did it, and he changes things later on, but he's just chucking on all the attacking players and just changing where they're playing along the top. Keeps changing his centre backs. And Brentford, just from the very start, looked far more desperate to win. They looked far more energetic, far more organised. Keith Andrews sort of says in his post-match, like, yeah, we played to the players' strengths. I don't know if he's doing a bit, but like he's basically made his players better than they actually probably are, whereas Ruben Amorim has made his infinitely worse.
Right.
And so that even from the very start, you can see there's a big gap between the forward 3 pressing and everyone else. Diogo Dalot appeared to be operating in a different dimensional field at the time.
Right.
Loads of weird things, like the lick something looks weak again. The first game of the season,
The what?
the lick looked weak. This looks poor.
The lick.
De Ligt.
Oh, De Ligt.
Matthijs.
The footballer
I was like,
who plays for Man
What's
United.
the lick? Is this some football word I haven't heard of?
Do you remember he pocketed Gyökeres in week 1?
Yes.
And then on Saturday he looked awful.
Well, I mean, it's very heavy if you're walking around with a full-grown man in your pocket, you know. So,
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
If you can balance it, if anything, I'd say it's impressive.
Tyrone Mitchell managed it on Saturday.
What's weird about Man United and Brentford here, like, so when you look at the expected goals, let's go to Sofa Score, one random one. So it's basically even on expected goals. And Man United's numbers, they're not that bad.
No,
The
they've been
underlying
okay.
numbers.
They've actually been quite good in
The
some areas.
underlying numbers are quite good. I'm going to try and do a video on this week
Yeah.
and kind of explore it in depth.
Right.
Because
You know how you said good managers and good teams overperform?
Yeah.
Is it maybe bad teams underperform, do they?
I wonder whether that come down to things like confidence and momentum, because it's weird. Even from the very start, like Diogo Dalot versus Kevin Shada, right? Shada's really quick. So when the two are running at each other, Shada's going to look much faster than Dalot. But it just looks like United go in the pitch and then they're like, this will be fine. We'll probably be okay. They don't have like the burning desire to get in and at them. They don't have it. They don't have any of the stuff. There's one bit like that sums like this Man United up. I think Luke Shaw plays a crossfield diagonal ball all the way across to Bruno Fernandes, who misses his first touch, who then instantly moans and points at Shaw as if it's his fault he didn't control the ball. It's always someone else's fault. No one's really organised, and Brentford were. And they have like, what's his name, the right back, Michael Coyote. They signed from, I think it was Bologna. Fiorentina. He's so good. Like he's magic. They've got great players like Aaron Hickey and Coyote, much better than the Man United wing backs. Like
his long throws were amazing as well.
Yeah, well, he's just like he's powerful when he runs. He just goes with it, and you can't get him. He goes inside, outside. He's really great. You've got I think Shada's a decent player. Just looks like when you go through the Brentford team and you watch that game, and Nathan Collins at the back as well. I know he should have been sent off, whatever, but I mean, it was funny. He didn't get sent off. And these things happen. It's like momentum goes with you. And then it's almost like, I wonder what it is, some subconscious thing that fits into
like
people.
The insane pressure and scrutiny makes them like second guess everything.
No, I mean more like that referee decision going against them. It's like that's definitely a red card, and it's odd that happened. But I think the chaos of what Man United is and what it stood for so long and what it has become, there's a subconscious almost, we want this to continue because it's funny thing that happens. But no one's doing it purposely or consciously. But they're looking at that and going, so like the old Man United, the big teams always get those decisions. So they'd always get that going their way, because that's what happens. But now they're not that team. And so they don't get those decisions. And this is a weird kind of theory I have with it, but I think they just look really weak. Brentford look organised, and the difference between the two in what you get from them, like is, yeah. Brentford aren't even that good, I don't think. They're fine, but they're only not that good because they lost their two of their best players in the summer.
Well, I was going to say, I mean,
they're fine.
The rebuild seems to be better than some expected. There was some fear at the beginning of the season that Brentford might struggle, just because, as you say, they've lost their manager.
Lost a couple of players, and no one knows who Keith Andrews is, really.
Sure.
But like, he was their set-piece coach, right? He knew what he was doing before. And this is the thing. So now, it's funny, he's been there for a few games now, and you're like, oh, now he's a Premier League manager. So now, once he eventually gets fired, probably, he'll be able to get another Premier League job. Just give everyone a job. Just pick anyone off the street, put them in charge of a team, and if they get better results, then just put 4-2-3-1, there you go, it's fine. And if they win, they're a Premier League manager.
Can I just check?
It's easy.
It sounds a lot like you're saying that Keith Andrews is the same as anyone from the street.
No, I
just to clarify, that's not what you meant, right?
I think if you pick someone off the street, they go to Man United and they go, that's probably 4-2-3-1, and then they probably end up winning most of their games.
What?
Not Ruben Amorim, I mean, like you swap him out.
You think if you just picked a random person from the street and you put them,
with like base level football
manager,
knowledge, and then they go like, this is put Bruno Fernandes there.
You think they'd win most of their games?
I don't think they would. Well, I think they'd win more than Ruben Amorim has.
I feel like I'm listening to a phone-in on TalkSport.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like, I've gone through being captain analysis of tactics. I think now a lot of it doesn't come down to like tactical stuff. Like, it is individual errors that are letting him down.
Yeah.
So like, he has a system that he wants to work. It's not hugely dissimilar to what like Oliver Glasner's doing at Crystal Palace, except it is because he doesn't have wing backs that play really high. He doesn't have a striker who can. Well, Sesko's good, right? But he hasn't got someone like Mateta does it. He doesn't have an organised back three. They have no speed. They have no speed and desire. So all you do, if you're Brentford, if you're playing against a back three of Maguire, De Ligt, and whoever the hell else was their Shaw, just ping over the top.
Yeah,
it's not even like tactics. You just ping over the top, fast boys in behind, and you get chances.
It's too easy to play against them. And the comparison with Palace is interesting because the shape is the same, which means the shape is not necessarily an inherent problem.
Yeah.
Like, you can play well playing 3-4-3, but when you watch United, I have no idea what style Amorim actually wants them to play, other than what formation he prefers. But then you watch them do it, and it all looks clunky. The midfield doesn't work. They've gone too top heavy in the transfer market. They're pushing Ahmad and Bruno into less efficient positions, and all of these things. And then you've moved De Ligt out to wide centre back. Maguire plays in the middle, doesn't step up properly. De Ligt also at fault for a goal. Like all of these things, but
Do you think
These
if
are
you
not
pick
bad
someone
players.
random off the street, that they would win more games than Amram?
I would like to see, as John put in our WhatsApp group this weekend, Amram has lost my father's support.
Right.
Finally, I would like to see.
And just to be clear, John meant your father, not his.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I would like.
We wouldn't want to speak about who John's father supports or what we think
No.
he supports.
I don't know John's
We
father.
We don't know.
I would like to see my father given a go at Old Trafford.
Right.
Yes.
Jack
Pinder. I don't think he would win more games than Amram.
I don't think he would either.
I mean, I'm being like comically over the top just for a bit of fun, just to be clear to everyone at home before you think I'm an idiot. But I think one player you can look at in that game who kind of summarizes the difference between the two teams exactly there is Jordan Henderson, right? So you think he's kind of cooked, or I don't like using that phrase. That's what all the kids say.
It's a young.
He's older.
Phrase.
I know. It's not even because the ones who are actually younger don't say that anymore. All these words that like people my age and below who become part of internet words, they're already done.
Yeah.
Shots fired at John Mackenzie here.
Not specifically John.
John's the only person I know that says cooked.
He says cooked and washed, and those are two
he
that
says washed.
he says was washed a lot. But Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
So he comes in from playing in he's at Ajax, did all right, he's fine. Says he's enjoying his football again.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice lad, back in the England squad, whatever. The energy and the constant communication he puts in. You can hear him shouting on the TV. He's constantly watch Jordan Henderson for 5 minutes of any game, and you'll see like he must be absolutely fucking knackered at the end of a game because he's just running around shouting like, here, now, I'm here. That's what he's meant to do. You're meant to go around telling everyone. Watch Man United, you don't see anyone do that in that thing. And so like Andrews brings in a player like that. He sticks him in the middle of the pitch. He's trying to work around and do whatever. And then I think I want to look at this more with Brentford, but I feel like Andrews sets them up in certain ways on defensive corners so they can counterattack every single time. Because you notice they've had quite a few attacks this season just from doing that. And like it's Jordan Henderson who pings the ball forward. So they put a player in a certain position so that they can then ping that over the top like they did against Man United and get in behind to get in at goal. And I think there are clever things that Andrews is doing that I haven't noticed enough, 'cause I've not watched enough of them specifically to see that he's doing something decent. But he has a team that is doing probably as well as he should do, what are they, like 13th, 14th, something like that?
Yeah. Let me look.
Doing well with it.
They're 13th.
There we go. 13th.
They have the same number of points that Man United have.
Yeah.
With exactly the same results.
Who did they play recently where they scored like an identical goal where Henderson played it over the top? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I just did an analysis of it.
Don't worry, I'll find it.
Was it Chelsea?
Was it?
Might be Chelsea because I did that the other day. I can't remember.
Was it Fulham? Was it Villa? Was it Chelsea? Was it
Villa.
Sunderland?
I don't know. One of those. But yeah, that tactic works a lot. Henderson has a long...
Oh, it was Chelsea. It was
has
Chelsea.
a good long ping on
It was Chelsea. Yeah, great pass.
You can see why managers like Henderson, even if neutral fans find him frustrating. You can see why managers love him.
This is the thing, you need that energy. And this is the thing, always comes back to the players at United like Roy Keane and Brian Robson, the ones who are box-to-box energy, the leaders, like the slightly insane on the pitch. You kind of need those, and they don't have them at United. So no matter what quality they have, it just doesn't make the difference. And like football, all the tactical analysis done over the last 12 years, getting right into all the details, and this wing back goes in this position and stuff like that. If you don't have like the spirit and the energy and the aggression, nothing matters. Like you've got a manager constantly telling you to be more intense. It doesn't make you intense. Like what they've got all week in a training pitch to do stuff, so they can run sessions. But that doesn't mean you're on there for 5 hours a day. You're probably doing an hour and a half. Your training will be like you go in, bit of strength training, bit of like blah 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 blah. You maybe do an hour and a half, 2 hours max, I would guess, on the pitch on most days, and maybe some days you're not even doing that. You're trying to mirror the intensity of games. And then they go on the pitch and then they start slow. Now this will be fine. We'll have control of it, and they don't. Whereas Brentford go out and they look organised.
I actually disagree with that, though. I
I'll
think
take that, yeah.
They've started games like incredibly fast so far this season. Like the one time
Chelsea
where I thought
did,
they looked good, they did against Chelsea, but they also did against Arsenal. I think they have. I think they have done in the majority of their games. They look really good for the first 5 minutes, and then it falls apart.
And this is interesting because like it's a thing I've noticed supporting like Aberdeen back in the day. Well, I still do now, but obviously in the Scottish Premiership, Aberdeen just not. Here we go. Oh, it's Dundee today. Oh, whatever. But when Rangers and Celtic turn up, suddenly the lads are on, and suddenly they can play, and they've got intention, and they've got ideas
because everyone's watching.
And it's something like that just feels bigger.
It's inevitable to a certain extent to step up in those big games, or like approach them with a different mentality, because motivating yourself for a run-of-the-mill game and a game against one of the big two or like a cup final is different, right? So, but your point still is very valid about being able to get still more motivation out of them for the run-of-the-mill games. It's why the best managers are both tactics and communication, like Klopp, Sir Alex Ferguson, etc.
Well, I think the best managers are probably the ones who have the charisma and the necessary insane drive, but they have people around them who do the coaching. Like a good leader, a good manager doesn't necessarily know everything. They have different assistants, different coaches. Like, I mean, a random example, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had Kieran McKenna as a coach, right? So he knows what he's doing. Jose Mourinho had Rui Faria, wasn't it? And he had a bunch of people around him that knew what they were doing. Klopp had Linders helping him out with all these different things, and Guardiola's going through God knows how many. But Ferguson had like Queiroz and
McLaren.
I've got everyone's names that they had. This is what you have, people around you. And the good leaders listen to other people and they take the best ideas and they go with that. But you need, Rangers had Steven Gerrard, who I don't think is fantastic as a manager, but he's got charisma. You listen to what he says. And they had Michael Beale doing all their training and coaching.
Yeah. Well, West Ham have got Nuno now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the name of any of Nuno's assistant coaches.
He hasn't brought them in yet.
He hasn't brought them in yet.
Roshane Thomas's piece on The Athletic suggested they would be using academy coaches because it was such a quick turnaround, and then he will bring in some of his own, one would imagine.
Johnny Crystal's one, I think.
Johnny Crystal. No, is it a joke?
It's a callback to our earlier chat about precious gems.
Right. Yes, no, I got it. That's because we started with metals.
Yeah.
And then you went to diamond and then Sadie Sapphire, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. I understand now. Yeah. Yeah. Should we start with Graham Potter, who was sacked on Saturday? And by the way, stroke of genius, I would say, if you're a football club and you don't want people to talk about your manager being sacked, do it on a Saturday morning. And then it's last billing.
After he's done the Friday press conference.
Yeah, by the time Monday comes around, nobody's, hey, there's so many other things have happened. But Graham Potter got sacked. Perhaps the reason we've left it till last billing also is because it felt somewhat inevitable for a wee bit of time there, Kai, didn't it?
Yeah, big time. And what's amazing about these things and how quickly they do eventually happen is in Roshane's piece, he was sacked at 9:30, and by 12:30, Nuno was taking training. That's amazing. That quick turnaround.
Wow.
It's quite.
Maybe they would have seen each other in the car park.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe he would have turned up to work and thought that's a bit suspicious. Nuno Espírito Santo is parked in my space.
There's a really nice car with a number plate Nuno.
It's that meme from, is it the Umbrella Academy? Is that what it's called?
What's the Umbrella Academy?
No, the meme where the two people are in cars are passing each other and they're like spotting each other. I'll find it.
No, I don't know.
You must.
Or maybe like in Zoolander when Hansel and Zoolander sort of go past each other in the in the corridor when it doesn't matter. There's a walk off. That
never seen that meme.
What do you mean you've never seen that?
What do I mean? I mean I've never witnessed it. I've never looked upon that before.
I don't believe you.
I've also never seen Zoolander.
What?
Yeah.
Zoolander's a good film, but who's a bad manager is Graham Potter.
Right.
In this instance, I don't know if he's generally a bad manager, but
That's
it felt
very,
like
very
he was,
rude.
The training ground was so small.
He's a
The training
professional.
ground was tiny,
Just
yeah.
he's a professional football manager.
Yeah.
He doesn't random off the street.
Exactly. Exactly. He could possibly manage Man United. What went wrong for him quite quickly was it didn't seem like there was that much faith in him early doors. So in Roshane's piece, again, to link back to that, there was David Sullivan offered him a contract until the end of the season, which I think he came in January, doesn't speak too highly about the fact, particularly last season when everyone knew that the three teams who had been promoted were going straight back down. So West Ham weren't going down, kind of almost has interim job kind of vibes about it. And it doesn't exactly fill you with confidence. Then once he came in, he seemed to fall out with key figures within the dressing room, which I don't think helps. There's going back to what JJ was saying about Man United not having sort of the Henderson type characters and the people who just shout and scream in a good way. There wasn't anyone like that in the West Ham dressing room. There's sort of Jarrod Bowen is the captain, but is kind of a quiet guy, and a lot of the big personalities like a Mikel Antonio, Aaron Cresswell, maybe guys who weren't playing that much but who were still key off the pitch. They've all gone now, and I think Graham Potter struggled to fill that void, and I think he sort of had a lot of pressure from on high. And it's a weird way that West Ham are run in the sense. I think in the piece there's a line about how David Sullivan didn't like one of his team selections. And if it had gone wrong and if West Ham had lost that game, I think they're playing Man United, funnily enough, so of course they didn't lose the game. But if they had lost the game, then Graham Potter was sort of made aware that this team selection could essentially lead to your sacking, which is just like not a good way to exist as a manager or to exist as a football club. The feeling that if you make a decision that someone within the club doesn't like, that you're instantly going to get fired. It's just not sin. But when West Ham, I think we kind of know this. Like they're a club that should be bigger and better than what they are, but for some reason they seem to not. Well, lots of reasons that aren't that mysterious. I think West Ham fans know in terms of the ownership and the confusion in terms of recruitment and off the pitch and that kind of stuff. They're just not able to fulfill the potential that they have. And maybe Nuno will be able to do something. I think Nuno will be able to maximise the squad they've got, because it does feel like quite a Nuno-y squad in terms of lots of experienced players, players who probably fall into a system that he's used before, the back five, which he used at Wolves. He could come in and play that quite easily at West Ham. So it should, in theory, work out relatively well. But it is a risk, and like if it goes wrong, then West Ham could be in a bit of trouble for sure.
Nuno feels quite West Ham-y, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Ruben, what do you think?
It kind of suits the cycle of flip-flopping between styles. You know, like at West Ham being the kind of the size of the club that they are, underperforming their potential, like Kaya says. They go from, and I mean, they hired Moyes, fired him again, and fired him again, right? Because they go from, okay, thanks for sorting us out. Now we want to play, quote unquote, nice, good football.
The West Ham way.
The West Ham way, which doesn't exist. And then they hire somebody who, in theory, is more possession-based or, you know, kind of supposedly more modern. It doesn't work. The stadium gets toxic and like that state that I wish we could quantify what that stadium has done to that club, because it's not a nice place when they're losing. And then everyone gets fed up of trying to play progressive football without the players to do so. They go back to a more counter-attacking, more defense-minded manager. And then you end up with a squad which is a mishmash of players bought for two different purposes, and the problems continue. So yes, Nuno does feel very West Ham in that way. Good coach, did very well with Forest last year. Will probably sort them out again. And then it wouldn't surprise me if halfway through next season, the club then want to get somebody more fun, as it were.
Okay. This is a very loose link, Steve Hankey, but I've just been reminded of a conversation I had with an American colleague last week, where I said to him, I don't understand where the Midwestern states are. The West is the link. Every time you said West Ham, I was like, oh yeah, I was thinking about that conversation.
They refer to the Midwest, but is it mid and is it West?
So what I have, don't look at my computer, Kaya. I've just seen you. Just spot. Okay, you're not allowed to play the game. You're out. Now, I'll JJ and Ruben, you can play. Just a quick one here,
I love
Steve.
A geography game.
This was over 1,000 people from the US were asked to identify which states they considered Midwest, because it doesn't have a clear classification. It's sort of, you know, it's a folksy thing. So, can you name one of the 3 states that had the highest density of responders that said these states are Midwestern?
Illinois.
Illinois is one of the 3, which, by the way, it's mid-east. If you're looking at the map of the US, it's mid-east, which is why it's quite confusing.
Nebraska.
Nebraska is not one of the top 3. It is considered Midwestern by about half of the people that responded. Okay. And even to the west, Wyoming is, you know, considered Midwest by about 10% of people, which is funny because it is in the middle, west middle of the United States. Do you want to guess one?
Ohio
is not one of the top 3, but very close. Ohio is in there as well. Again,
Michigan,
very
is that a
east.
state?
Michigan is a state, and that's in there as well.
Yeah.
The other 2, Iowa and Indiana, were the other 2 that were had the highest possible density. Again, all mid-eastern. Very confusing, Steve.
So that happened purely because you heard the word West.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Shall we play Points Are Bad?
Yeah.
Oh, is John outside? Do you want to? You didn't record that bit, Steve. Do you want to say that again?
Oh yeah, turn the button off. Sorry. Yes, he is outside.
He is outside. Do you want to grab him for us?
I shall grab John McKenzie.
Fantastic. And while you do that, I will tell the audience that we've added up the totals for the week. We had quite a good week. You'll remember that the games that we picked were Newcastle, Arsenal, and Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
2 best games of the weekend.
Absolutely. We also had 2 perfect predictions, and a perfect prediction is walking into the room here. Come, John. Come kneel down by Papa. Do you know that you perfectly predicted the outcome of Newcastle United versus Arsenal? A 2-1. Did you know that?
It doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise you. What a douchebag. Good Lord. Also, Kaya Well done. You had the benefit of picking last, I think, and there weren't many scores left. But you picked 2-1 Crystal Palace, Liverpool,
The
which
benefit
is
of picking correctly.
you had the benefit of picking
You had
correctly.
such faith in Nketiah.
Exactly. I never doubted them for a second.
Well, the totals added this week are as follows. In first place is a joint triple way with a 1-1 bot. It's John and Kaya. Well
Let's
done.
go.
You added 2 points each, guys. Ruben, you added 3.
I'll take that.
I added 4. JJ Bull, you added 6, unfortunately. Yeah, because you picked 0-0 in both games, and it was 2-1 in both
Did I?
games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's 6 right there, unfortunately. But that does mean that you get to pick the games that we're going to predict for
Oh, okay.
this week. So why don't you have a little nosy there at the Premier League fixtures and let us know what takes your fancy. While you do that, I'll run through the table as it stands, Ruben. JJ is in last place on 33 points. What a turn up. I'm just ahead there on 31. Ruben, 29. Kaya and John are sharing spoils on 27, just behind the 1-1 bot, now on 20. You missed, by the way, that someone did the data for me, sent in the data. 1-1 is they used the last 4 years of Premier League fixtures. 1-1 is just the best score, but there are some surprising scores that are quite high up. I haven't revealed to the group because I don't want to ruin the same.
So you're kind of cheating now because you have.
That's true, but I've been cheating the whole time, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. The one thing that was noted is that 0-0 actually isn't in the top 8 best things that you can pick, and I think the 6 points added today is maybe the reason why that is the case. What have you got for us, JJ?
Well, we should probably do Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Oh, when's that?
On Saturday the 4th of October.
Oh my God, that's a big game, isn't it? Yeah,
so that's Stamford Bridge, JJ.
It is at Stamford Bridge.
Lovely.
And then what's the other one?
Hear Steve, isn't it?
Say that again?
Can't hear Steve at all.
God, I
You haven't
hate
got
you,
any
John,
headphones,
so
so-
much. So much.
He's saying he's a big fan of yours.
Yeah. So,
This
to my
is
core.
like when home and away fans do fake ag at the border. John, I can't hear you, mate.
Did you see the videos of all the golf people singing
Oh
over the
my
weekend?
God.
I didn't know golf people sung. I've never seen them sing before. But the
It's only really in the Ryder Cup
Is
because
it?
you get that tribalism. Yeah,
I liked the In Your Head Rory
yeah
song.
it's a great
That's
chance.
good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Go ahead.
I think having talked about Brentford, we should do Brentford versus Manchester City as well.
Oh, that's quite a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chelsea, Liverpool first. You're first up, JJ. What are you picking for that?
Well, you've told me that 0-0 is
Statistically, something like the 9th best thing you can pick.
and I believe you have grown tired of me mostly picking 0-0
My eyes are closed.
each week.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, I've been working on a bit of software to try and help me
Oh my God.
analyze it properly. So this is my analysis robot.
Why does he look different? That's Bebot.
That's my analysis robot, and here's my software that I built. Look, so I've got a fancy.
JJ, can you hold
Software.
Bebop up to your camera so that
Yeah.
everyone can see?
You've
my
just
robot.
lost his
an
eye.
The eye doesn't really matter. He is my own version of AI though.
Okay. Because he only has a eye. Were you making the same joke?
Yeah, but much better, worse than
AI
And you didn't
analysis
have a
is good.
microphone, so it's fine.
And so, okay, so we're doing Chelsea versus Liverpool.
That's right.
Okay, let's see what my analysis robot
In the
says.
Premier League, there are many factors to consider when calculating the result. For example, wind speed.
Oh, hang on.
Wind speed.
I didn't realise Klopp was back in charge.
Okay, so this is what my analysis robot that I've built.
Can you hold him up to the mic if he's going to speak?
Yeah, I'll put him up to the mic. So, okay.
He sounds very tinfoily.
It just took a long time because I knew I was upsetting you by doing 0-0, so I've changed.
In the game of Chelsea versus
Whatever this
Liverpool
says, I'll
in the
do,
Premier League,
okay?
There are many factors to consider when calculating the result. For example, wind speed, expected goal difference, wind speed. I will now analyze all available data.
Thank you.
Analyzing teams. Analyzing underlying data.
It's important.
Processing.
Oh my God.
There's more to come.
Processing.
It's like a half page to scroll through still.
Processing.
How many processings are there?
Completing analysis.
Oh.
Okay.
Processing. Analysis completed.
Oh.
Accounting for all possible factors and probabilities, the full-time result in Chelsea versus Liverpool will be 0-0.
I'll do 0-0 for that game. That took a long time.
I know. I knew 0-0 was coming from the beginning, and it did take a long time.
I am surprised. I thought we'd go something else.
Okay, and the second game, JJ, what was that one again?
Brentford, Man City.
Brentford, Man City. Yeah.
Which way round is it?
It's at the G-Tech Stadium in West London.
It's at Brentford.
Check this out.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Okay. I think that's one of the better scores you can pick, by the way. Statistically speaking. Okay. It was me next, isn't it? What was the first game? It was so long ago.
Chelsea,
Liverpool. Also, by the way, JJ's predicted while you were out of the room that Liverpool are going to win their next 6 games in a row and then draw to Real Madrid. Yeah. Just FYI. Just want to make sure we keep him honest on that one. I don't want us to forget that one, Steve.
I've noted it.
So in the spirit of that, I think that Chelsea are going to win 2-1. And then Brentford, Man City, that's got 1-3 vibes, I would say. That's a 1-3 right there. Okay, so next up then is Ruben. That's you.
Chelsea don't have any senior centre-backs ready. They are a bit screwed. So I'm going to go with Chelsea 0. Or I'll do it in the Sky Sports news voice. Yeah. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2.
Oh.
Sky Sports? That's BBC scores. Come on.
No, it's
heritage-wise.
It's the guy on Soccer Saturday at 5:00. That's the voice.
Yeah, but it was inspired by James Alexander-Gordon.
Yeah, James Alexander-Gordon.
It's very important when you're around Steve to not diss the BBC in any way, okay?
Whatever.
Because that man's going down with the ship, okay? God, what's the next game?
And the next game, Brentford 0, Manchester City 2.
Okay.
2. If I'm going down with any ship, by the way, it's definitely this one.
This ship hit the bottom of the ocean a long time ago, Steve. Sorry to let you know. Kaya, you're next.
I think I'm hoping I'll benefit again from the lack of scores available, and I will go for Chelsea 0.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's fine. It can be you. Yep. Chelsea 0. Yep.
Yeah. Liverpool 1.
Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. Okay,
you're like a striker. If we give you too much time to think,
I've got to be done on instinct. So Brentford 0, City 2.
I just picked that.
Damn.
Do it again, quickly, go.
Brentford 1, City 3.
No, I said that.
Okay, Brentford 0, City 4.
Such
a bad prediction. Oh, God.
I've rushed him. Yeah.
Okay, and then on to John.
Yeah, I think I'll go 2-1, but to Liverpool. I think that one's still available. And
how is that still available?
Somehow.
Because I had too much time to think.
I think,
That's what I would have picked.
Why didn't you pick that?
Because the robot I made told me to do 0-0.
The Brentford scores left, and there's not many of them, are there?
No.
There is one, John.
Is it 0-0? So it's still left. I think that, I don't know, I can see Brentford scoring because they play in a way that causes Man City problems, namely directly.
Do you want to hear a secret, John?
Yeah, please.
Statistically, the fourth best score to pick is 2-2.
Oh, I mean, that's not a bad shout.
I actually knew that.
Why are you wearing a bag?
He said 2-2, Steve.
Yeah, got it.
All right.
Yeah.
And then your knees, are they okay? Oh, up he goes. Yeah. And then the 1-1 bot, we all know what the 1-1 bot's going to pick. So that's it, isn't it? See you, John.
That's John.
Bye.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
I mean, that's basically it. Just shut the door. Great. All right. Well done, everyone. Looking forward to finding out the results next week. That's it, Steve. Hanky, have I done everything?
Yes, you have.
Great news. All right. Well, then, in the meantime, have a lovely couple of days. Hope you enjoy your life.